know you say you don't do pessimism, but given everything that's going on right now, I mean, we do have some proposals out there, but where do you find the optimism?
There's something deeply broken now about the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Not that it was like thriving before, but it is now, I would say, emotionally, technologically, diplomatically, broken in ways that it has not been before. So let's go through it. It's going to be very hard for Israelis to overcome the image of kids shot in front of their parents, parents shot in front of their kids, women raped. That's not the kind of thing you sort of go back to and now let's do the peace process again. For Palestinians and for Arabs, I don't know what the proper moral rules of war are, but 20,000 people, civilians killed, whole families wiped out in Gaza. That's not going to be easy to be forgotten either. So I think emotionally, we're in a different place. I think diplomatically, I sense this in talking to American diplomats, there's a sense of, do we really have to do this again? Are we really doing this again? You know what I mean? Middle East diplomacy, Middle East peace, there's an exhaustion of both, I think, Americans and diplomats with all of this. I think that technologically it's broken in that when Henry Kissinger tried to do, did successfully make Israeli peace between Israel, Syria, and Egypt after the '73 war, he actually, I'm dating myself here, he needed 3 dimes. He needed a dime to call Golda Meir, he needed a dime to call Anwar Sadat, and he needed a dime to call Hafez al-Assad. 3 leaders, call them up, I'm coming, shuttle between them, chick-chock, end of story, piece of it. Tony Blinken has to deal with people who aren't in the phone book, okay? Or if you do call them, the phone comes off the wall. Like, who do you call to get the Houthis, you know, and so it's not only that, it's that technology has created this potential for asymmetric warfare. Look at the United States right now. We're actually in potentially two wars right now with Houthis in Yemen. I looked this up the other day. Roughly a third of Yemen is illiterate. Almost half the country doesn't have access to fresh water. But they can get access to drones through Best Buy and actually stop global shipping. Yesterday, an American base was hit by Shiite militias in Iraq, again, using probably very available off-the-shelf technology. Drones today are like IEDs were, you know, when the Iraq War started now. So many more people can be disruptive. And then you have social media, where truth and trust are just eroded. Everyone can be a broadcaster. You can take, 15-second clip of a Palestinian father, carrying his kid in a white sack, to be buried, or whatever the Israeli equivalent of that is, and just hit people in that place in their brain, to really enrage them. And so for all these reasons, I said to Secretary Blinken, I interviewed him in Davos last week or 10 days ago, Mama, tell your girls not to grow up to be Secretary of State. This is a terrible, terrible time to be Secretary of State, because it's all about managing weakness and not managing strength. And managing weakness, our weakness, the weakness of all the parties, is just hell on wheels. And so for all those reasons, my natural optimism, I'm not going to say it's over, because it's never over, because people need to live, but I don't see a pathway. People ask me what's going to happen. I say, I have no idea. I have no visibility on where this is going to go. You can tell me any story and I'll believe it.